Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm here to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And I'm Brownie.
Oh, hello, everybody. Well, we're going to start
We're
off...
starting over again.
Yeah, right? We have some exciting news to announce right here on the podcast for all the people that watch. Kara?
We are adding to the Rise of the Podcast family.
What?
December 2020 Padawan Manthe.
Woo! So I have some funny... Okay, so yeah, that's our big announcement. We have
Congratulations.
Thank you
Yep.
so much. So...
I thought you were hiring somebody else.
No, we're actually going to cut you in half and make you do twice as much work.
Oh,
Right.
that's standard.
Yep.
Our saying, Chris can do it.
Yeah, Chris can do it.
This is the one thing I can't do.
So here's what's funny. Everybody knows that Kara and I love Star Wars, and like we like Star Wars. It's a thing that we do. I've had a couple people have to clarify with me Padawan, so that was an unsuspected thing. Here we have a picture you can go check out on Facebook.
I'll put it in there.
All
Fine.
right.
Just
Oh,
put it
I
right
haven't
there.
done it in a while.
Making me work. Damn.
Yeah, there's our announcement and photo, which I took myself as old school. Chris, you were out of town. Otherwise, I was going to have you do it.
Yep.
You're out of town for work.
I
so-
even said we should get Chris to do it. But,
I know.
again, you were gone, so.
I couldn't have done it any better. So.
Then a Mini Cooper. 'Cause
Yeah.
I set it on the car. And,
I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do is the thing.
yeah. No, that's all what
Never tell them how the sausage is made, Jeremy.
Right. That's all. That's what's fun about photography, right?
The magic.
The magic. So we have our announcement photo, and it says Padawan Manthe coming in there, and my own mother texted me. Oh, a Padawan is a beginner Jedi. That's the cutest thing ever. And I was like, just based off that text, I thought she had to look it up. She didn't know what a Padawan was. My dad didn't know what a Padawan was.
What? They're the ones that grew up with Star Wars.
Well, the word Padawan didn't come
It
about
probably
until
until
the prequel trilogy.
yeah, until the
Didn't your dad
prequels.
take you to the prequels, though?
Yeah. Well, I went by myself probably.
Yeah.
At, 11 years old?
12 and 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did the first one come out?
Yeah. 99.
You were not.
11.
You were 11, okay.
I went with Chris.
Yeah, it would have been right because it was May
12,
of
yeah.
May of '99, so it would have been
Yeah.
right around his 12th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That was fine. It was all good.
You're
What am I
ridiculous.
going to do? I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to go home with Darth Maul? I mean, there's nothing. It's a movie, and we're fine. It's
He's
it's
not
all
half the man your father.
good. Right? And then I had a coworker go, oh,
You've already named it.
named it Padawan Manthe. I like it. I'm like, that's not the name. She's like, oh, thank goodness. Ooh, I'm so glad. I'm like,
It's
you're glad.
Grandmaster, man.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But Jeremy called me up on the phone and told me afterwards, and he made the joke that we'll never grant you the rank of master. You will always be a Padawan.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness, you're a part of this council.
But I did not grant you the rank of master.
You know, I just realized when we played mini golf the other day, it was like 2-on-1-on-1. Kara cheated.
That's true. Kara had extra help.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Your
I'm
center
sitting
of
over here
gravity
dealing
is-
with morning sickness, and you guys are all just like, oh, we're fine. And I'm like,
I've never
No.
once said I'm fine.
You know how if you daisy chain computer processors together, they work better?
Yep.
Kara's just daisy chained to another baby processor.
Yep. You
Yeah,
give you that extra
right.
strength you need to beat us at mini golf.
so you guys
Yeah.
are gonna trust the barely developed brain of a
No, it's just
3-month-old
it's
baby?
Over
cumulative.
Jeremy.
It adds. It's cumulative.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
the only thing this baby is adding to me is nausea and heat.
You know
Ask
the meme
Jeremy.
with
I
the
am
lady
like,
who's got like the Pythagorean theorem math formula above her head?
Yep.
That was Kara with the extra baby brain, like doing.
And
the
do
thing.
you notice the confusion in that woman's face? Also, Kara,
Yeah, right. I saw you sinking hole in ones and twos.
don't
and
be
stuff.
jealous that I beat you guys. Like,
Chris, no one knew that you beat us
Vengeance.
in mini golf until you
Vengeance.
admitted it.
I mean, like, the world had to know.
Ah.
We can't live with that secret shame forever. If we run for president someday, they'll be like, wait a minute.
Did you lose to mini golf in 2020?
2 mini golf.
Everything
clubs.
else that happened in 2020, and that's what you focus on. Us losing the mini golf to Kara.
Right.
Yep.
So, but no, it was exciting. So we were telling just a pre-podcast story of I got an email. Everybody's trying to drum up business because of COVID.
Yep.
And so I got a letter from a local kayak place in Wisconsin that's like, hey, come back and kayak with us. And it reminded me of one of Kara and I's like first times kayaking together.
Mm-hmm.
And
Our first time kayaking together.
I valiantly went in to try to save Kara. So
I was not going sideways.
So we started off, and Kara was like starting to
2
turn
seconds
sideways.
onto the river.
Yeah, and you were starting to go sideways.
was
So I like
not.
paddled over to save her, and then, oh no, you know what? I wasn't trying to save you.
You were trying to take a picture.
I was trying to take a picture.
and he went in.
So that's right. So here's what happened for real, okay?
I'm the one that's supposed to have pregnancy brain, not
big
you.
Yeah, the
Beautiful.
plot thickens. Jeremy's romanticized his heroic actions. In his
I
own
just picture
mind.
myself with big muscles and full head of
Jeremy's like-
hair, and
General Kenobi.
yeah, right.
Hello there.
Hello there.
standing on the bow of his
Yes,
kayak,
exactly.
George Washington.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a beautiful bridge in the background, though, and Kara's going underneath it. So I was like, oh, Kara, let me take your picture. And as I did it, I had both hands on my phone, like one holding it and one hitting the shutter button. And I hit a little rock, and because I was out of balance, I flipped over, and my phone went kablunk. Ruined my phone. So I've ruined my phone twice kayaking. Twice.
We know the other story when you accidentally went on the Class 30 rapids.
Class 30 Rapids, I put it in a non-waterproof container.
So our kayaks have one waterproof and one non-waterproof, and he put it in the non-waterproof container.
So, yeah, that's 2 phones ruined. But anyways, I scraped my elbow really bad.
Yeah, I think I have a picture of it actually
You
on
do.
Facebook.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
So this would have been like 2014.
14. Yep.
He had. I told him prior to that. We probably went in like July, and I told him prior to that I was like, I really have been wanting a kayak forever. So for my birthday that year, which is in June, coming up in like
It's like less than 2
weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him I was like, I really want a kayak, and so he surprised me with a kayak for my birthday.
I bought used. I drove all the way up to like near Baudette or Bemidji or something. Northern B town in Minnesota.
Baudette's in Wisconsin, isn't it?
No,
No,
Baudette's
Baudette's,
on the border. It's
Oh,
4
no.
hours
Yeah,
away.
The
I'm
Rainy
thinking
River
of-
divides Baudette from Canada.
Canada. What's going on, eh?
My older
Um,
brother used to live in Baudette.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da.
But, dude, there is nothing up there except for fish.
It's beautiful.
And
though.
Well, there's 2 fewer kayaks up there for sure.
Yeah, and then that's what's I bought her a 12-foot, and then Minnesota's all ridiculous, and you've got to register a 12-foot kayak, but you don't need to do a 10-foot or less.
So he wants to sell our kayaks now and buy
10
a couple
footers.
10-footers.
So who wants to have to pay to license a kayak? You have to pay for everything.
Yeah,
Every-
Minnesota's the worst for doing anything. Like, just to turn around to apply for a license, you need a license.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have certification to be able to apply for this licensure? How many forms of ID did you need?
Yeah, I was gonna say
6?
Jeremy has to.
So, okay, here's what I needed to bring her. 8 even, here off the top of
So
my head.
to get a new Minnesota driver's
To
license.
get
Which
a new
is like
Minnesota.
the-
There's
the-
levels, but this is the best one.
Yeah.
So like we can travel to Mexico or Canada with it.
Or get on an airline
Yeah.
for a domestic flight.
Yeah.
Okay. Needed a W-2, a bill to my name within 90 days that's addressed to me, my federal tax return, my state tax return,
Your passport,
my passport,
your birth
my
certificate.
birth certificate, and another secondary form of
Like
ID,
a social security card or something.
a picture ID.
Oh,
Jeremy
I only
may-
have one picture ID.
There's
Yeah.
3 choices per one. So like a college ID or your existing driver's license counts as one if it's not expired.
Jeremy's is expired.
But mine's expired.
I see.
So.
I mean, it's like, and when Jeremy was telling me the story, he's like, and you can't double dip, you can't have something count
Right.
for 2 tiers.
Exactly.
And like, so the things that he listed, those are all things that you need to get your passport.
Right.
So if you have
Right.
your passport, which this is just acting as like, so what I have a passport ID. So I have my regular passport.
Oh,
And
nice.
then I also have a card that works the exact same way as this license, except it doesn't say I'm allowed to drive.
Got it.
So I can go to anywhere in the Western Hemisphere, basically,
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
with just that.
I've wanted one of those. I should get one the next time.
It was only like 20 or 30 extra bucks when you apply for your
Dang.
passport.
How
It's
many-
totally worth it.
How many
Yeah.
people? So okay, here's the thing. I don't have my social security card. I lost it when I was like 18. So every time I've ever applied for a job from 18 years old till now, although I've been doing my same job for a while now, I've always like not had it, but I've used my birth certificate. Okay, because it's the other one. You can get quiz time. How many social security cards can you get in your life?
2.
I like a full blown actual like this counts as your social security
Yes.
card. 1, isn't it?
10.
10.
10.
What a weird arbitrary number, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend works at Social Security. He's like, why don't you just get another one? You get
Yeah. Why
10
don't you just get another one?
Well, that's I have to do that, but I'd have to go in with everything else, which leads into the rest of my story. So you need your so I've always used my birth certificate. Anyways, but why 10?
Yeah.
5, whatever. But like, and I think you.
well, every 10 years, like the average person lives 100 years.
So maybe
or
just
less.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Every
fries
10
to
years,
death.
yeah. Why do they issue it on the flimsiest sheet of paper?
I don't know.
Newspapers are printed on better paper than
Right.
Social
I-
Security
No, for real.
cards.
I know. That's why I lost mine.
Well, here's what's funny too.
And you're not
So-
allowed to laminate them.
Yeah, it's
It's
got to
like
stay
voids them.
unadulterated or whatever.
Unadulterated, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to renew my license before my birthday, and it asks for previous names you may have used.
And because of that, she needs an extra one.
I need
compared to
our
me.
marriage license.
Yeah, she needs
Yeah.
her marriage.
Prove
license.
that we got married, and my name changed. And it's like, it's on my license right now.
If they find out you're pregnant, they might ask for your firstborn.
Yeah, right. They'll be like,
Oh,
okay,
I'm sorry,
so,
that's ours now.
You get it back in 18 to 21 business years.
Right? Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous.
So back to the story. So anyway, so my birth certificate, right? So growing up, I would have, because I lost my social security card, I would have to get it from my mother. So she would hold on to it
Your
for
birth
me,
certificate?
right? Yes.
Same thing. My mom has all my stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was just until like a year ago I got to keep my birth certificate, and I'm still not responsible enough. So here's what the scenario is like
He
every
lost
single
mine.
time.
Well, you don't exist technically.
I'm
now.
not responsible for yours.
You're responsible for all the important paperwork.
Oh, sure. So anyways, all right. So every single time I go to apply for a job or just go to get my passport or any stinking thing, I always have to find my birth certificate. And I end up finding it, but I tear my entire house apart finding it. And it's like, I get it, and then I think to myself, I'm not going to do this next time. I'm going to put it somewhere
In
that
a safe place.
in a safe place. I might as well be a squirrel losing my nuts.
You know, they make fireproof safe places.
I have
that's
a
what my
filing
parents
cabinet.
do.
I have a locking combination safe. I've got a key safe. Every time I put it in a different one. And I,
What we
like,
should do though, like my
and then
parents,
this time I put it on top of my sock drawer. So in my closet, I've got like a little bin with like I pull out these little felt containers
would
and they've
it
got
be
socks and
there?
underwear. Well, because I thought
we
where
got
somewhere.
that sock drawer thing like maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was transporting documents from one safe location to another.
So in the
Don't you
closet,
know you got-
on
you-
top of the
when-
sock drawer.
When you go to work, you're not
underneath
supposed to
your
take
hanging
the same
clothes.
route, right? So people can't profile you. I move my documents around my house in separate locations. That
From
way
the
the
next to
document
Delgado
fairy
somewhere
can't come
now.
in and take,
Yeah.
right?
My parents keep all of their stuff in a fireproof thing. It's like we should just get one. All of our important documents, birth certificate, social
We
security,
have
everything.
3 things.
Just pick one then.
Seriously, I think we need one dedicated just to paperwork.
Why don't you run the paperwork then?
Do you want to go and spend $100-some on a fireproof safe?
Why would you get to pick one and then you put the stuff there?
Because every other one has something specific for it.
My,
So
sis-
anyways-
my sister, for the same reason, is in charge of all the documentation for her and her husband because, like, he just couldn't be bothered to figure out where he wanted to keep stuff. Now,
It's the same
it's-
thing.
she just does all of it. So whenever he needs anything, she's like, and she's like, you have to fill out a form now to get that.
Seriously, do you know how many times he's been like, Kara, do you know where my checkbook is? And I'm like, I put it in your desk
But here's the problem with
drawer.
checkbooks, right? You don't really use them anymore except for very, very, very official forms of payment. There's like payments that you need to be able to track, right? So it's
Yeah.
like I still write checks, but like once a year maybe once, twice a year at most. So it's like, where did I put it the last time I used it type of thing.
Whenever I put it somewhere, it's typically it's in the same spot every single time, so I know where it is.
I mean, that'd be a good thing to throw in the paperwork safe.
Right?
Along
but
with,
when,
yeah.
But when after Jeremy uses it, who knows where it goes?
That's why
Who
you just need a
knows?
really long chain and just like yank.
like they do at the bank with pens.
Exactly.
Like that's just gonna be everything important.
Just Jeremy has to bring the whole safe with him and open it up there and be like, here's all the stuff. It has to go immediately back in.
Otherwise, my wife will kill me.
But so anyways, so, you know, like up until recently, you know, it's like, so let's say I'm 25, right? Let's go back, you know, crank back the Wayback Machine back to 25. I would look and I'm like, I've got to have it. Why would my mom have my birth certificate? So I'd call her up. I would pull out everything. And then I would call my mom and she'd be like, yeah, I have it. So then I would go get it and then I'd use it to get a new passport or apply for a job. And then I somehow she gets it back for me. I don't remember giving it back to her. So then, you know, the next time I need
She just sneaks
it.
into the house at
Right.
some point. It's like, where's that birth certificate?
So, okay, and so this time I did have it, right? Because it was on top of the sock drawer. So I called her. I'm like, do you have my birth certificate? And this time she's like, no, I don't. You kept it. So then she says, call me back when you find it. You know, like she was nervous now too. So then I did call her back and she's like, You want me to hold on to it? And I'm like, no, no, I don't want to go through this again.
I promise I'm old enough to do it on my own.
I can do this. I can keep it, not lose it again. So,
Our,
and then
our
'cause
marriage
they're
license was with his birth certificate.
hey, see, I'm starting the process of combining everything.
By the
Apparently-
time you're 90, everything will finally make it into the safe at this rate.
And the
Right.
safe spot is on top of the sock drawer.
yeah.
But yeah, and then it's very teasing because a lot of places they need a copy, right? But they need to see the original in order for them to make themselves a copy. And the original always has that little
The embossed
perforated,
thing.
Yeah.
embossed thing, right? So you know how many times I've got like 3 copies of it because I think, well, if I lose it, at least I'll have a copy of it. So I have like 3 copies floating around, and they're all in the locations as well. So then I find it, and I'm like, yes, and then it's not the embossed copy, and it's no.
Can you get a
So-
birth certificate?
You can get a replacement.
No, when people like you do it?
Notarized?
Yeah, can you get a notarized? Birth
You have to
certificate?
go get one back from the county that you were born in.
Yeah, and they'll notarize it for you.
Yeah, but
I
then they do
think
it.
I had to do that once.
So
or
I
my
don't-
mom did it for me. I didn't do it, but it had to be done for me once.
So I need to go get a new Social Security card. I'm not going anytime soon though, because now all the public service buildings are all backed up.
Oh,
'cause of COVID.
probably
goodness.
years at this
Yeah.
point.
So
Well, here at the DMV in Cloquet, you have to call and set up or schedule an appointment to go to the DMV here in Cloquet.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if getting tabs or a license wasn't hard enough, now you have to schedule an appointment too. And you know they're going to run behind. You know they're not going to be on time.
Oh, yeah.
Plain and simple.
I don't need a new ID until 2023, so I'm okay.
Nice.
Everybody runs behind. When I went in for my ultrasound, I ended up going back almost a half hour late.
Oh.
Half hour. It was ridiculous.
So yeah, that was my big news. But you know, it's just finding that stuff. But
When you're an adult, your big news is renewing your driver's license.
Yeah.
it's so frustrating.
It is what it is.
Yep. So I think we should take a moment to say thank you to people that are listening to the audio version of the podcast.
Absolutely.
If you haven't had a time to check it out, or if you just curious what we look like, just come over and say hi on YouTube.
We're pretty, we promise.
At least when I'm kayaking with Kara.
And same thing going to those people that watch us on YouTube. If you want a more convenient option, we are available on iTunes, Spotify,
Spotify.
Google Play,
Yep.
and maybe a couple other places.
iHeartRadio. If there's a place that you'd like us to post our podcast, I have quite a few places I can host at no additional charge. So let me know at contact@riseofthepodcast.com.
Oh yeah, we got that email address.
We got that email. And
Oh, yeah.
so I was like all excited. I got the email. Please send me an email. I got the email. I check it every day. I'm like, I see a notification. So I bunched all of the stuff relating to Rise of the Podcast. So our page manager and our YouTube studio and everything is in a folder on my phone. Whenever I get a notification, I run there and I'm like, is it listener mail? Do I get to answer a question on the podcast? And just crickets on there. So we need to actually post a post.
Yeah,
We
on
do,
Facebook,
yeah.
on
On
Facebook.com/Rise
Facebook,
of the Podcast. Actually, so there's something the most important post we've ever made. Yesterday, we had a poll about whether or not you prefer macaroni and cheese with the classic elbow noodles, like a smart person, or the crazy shapes like some sort of juvenile.
That's right.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
You guys are just boring old people.
We're not boring old people.
You're
I'm
boring
definitely a
old
boring
people.
old person.
So salt is good because it reacts. The shape of the salt crystal reacts with your tongue. Right? Is that the gist of it?
Flavor science is not something I'm not
Okay.
Versed in?
Yeah.
I would like to say infallibly.
Well, wait until you finish your sentence to tell
Yeah.
you whether or not you're saying it right.
Salt reacts with, it's good because it reacts with your tongue. There's more because it's jagged and crystallized. There's more surface area compared to other stuff. So it hits your tongue.
And shapes.
And no, that's the problem, right? So we've grown accustomed to the classic noodle. It cooks better. Its surfaces are more connected and tubular.
I'll make a more eloquent argument than Jeremy. You know that spiral macaroni salad that's like green and red and beige or whatever?
Yep.
It's terrible. And you know why it's terrible? Because the noodles are never cooked right because there's way too much extra shape going on there. If it was
That's
made out
true.
of regular classic macaroni noodles, they're always cooked perfectly.
Ooh, I do love that cold salad with macaroni noodles and then the little frozen peas.
Yeah, so
And you
it's
get
just
the crunch
it's a
and the
million
noodles.
times better than the ones that have those big, chonky, absurd spiral noodles.
They're always made with some fancy like vinaigrette, Chris. It's some vinegary oil instead
Which
of like
I've
cheesy
never
sour
liked
cream.
those salads.
That's because of the noodles.
No, it's not the noodles. It's the stinking flavor of the dumb vinaigrette mixed with like every other unearthly thing.
Yeah, it's like a weird salad.
It
thing.
is. I hate those things.
Yeah,
Like when
so
I see
I'm
them
sure
at potlucks.
at least 50% of it is the fact that they use the wrong noodles.
Yeah, it is. It is. You just don't know it
You
yet.
guys don't. So what don't you like about the shapes?
Chris summed it
they-
up perfectly. They taste like little loaves of bread.
No.
Like they're rubbery and
They're never cooked properly.
They're never
There's too
cooked
much.
properly.
So do you guys like your noodles like soft?
No, I like the way the noodles come out.
Yeah, when they're cooked appropriately, like they hold up well enough to get a nice, like, delicious coating of cheese on them. But it's not something where it's like you have to like fight your way through the noodle.
Well,
I
so-
like having a little something to chew on. It's like I don't want to pop a noodle in my mouth and be like, oh, I don't even need to chew this. I'm saving that for when I'm 90 with dentures.
Okay.
The other thing too, like macaroni and cheese is really good. Like it's one of my favorite. It's one of the most wholesome favorite meals. It's super simple, but it is nasty once it gets cold.
Yes.
And all the noodles get like super hard and everything, and the cheesy coagulates, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's just powdery, coagulated lump.
Yeah.
That's what shapes taste like.
No.
They do all
You
the time.
guys are messed up in the head.
You know what's even better, Chris? Though we probably committed some sort of crime because Kara wanted shapes. I wanted noodles, so we just made them together. And
I
it
have
was-
pictures. We
It
can
was
look at
half noodle. Wasn't me noodles. Her shapes. It was we both had noodles and shapes.
And
Actually, I think I
that's
posted
what
a
marriage is
picture in
all
the
about
chat.
is compromise.
Right. So every other bite was good. I was like, ooh.
He tainted his noodles more by adding buffalo sauce.
And I
to
put
it.
way too much in. I was like, took a couple bites and I'm starting to sweat, and you get like the cheek sweats and everything. And then the dog
So I
is like,
looked-
wants some,
he
and I'm like,
didn't even-
you can't have any.
He
because-
didn't even clean out the bowl, like dump out the rest of the noodles. He just stuck the bowl with the noodles straight into the sink.
to be washed to their deserving doom.
I am an immediate rinser of things.
You have to be, unless you have a personal vendetta against the noodles in the bowl.
It's just like otherwise it's everything just cleans so much easier when you just do it now.
Tomato soup, oatmeal. Oatmeal is like cement if you let it get hard.
Yep.
It is the worst to clean.
And then it's like then you get stuck in that cycle where it's like you fill it with hot water and soap to
Oh,
let it like
yeah.
work
Yep,
loose.
yep.
And then like 8 hours later you come back and it's like just tepid, gross,
Nasty.
like
Yeah, and
yeah.
you're like, ooh.
mush water. And you're
Yeah.
like, what is my life
It
now?
looks like the
Tomato
swamps on the way to
soup,
Mount
though,
Doom.
if you burn a little bit of tomato
it's-
soup on the bottom of
Oh.
the pan, that's it. That is it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
throw that pan away. It's done.
It's not coming off. You need Mr. Clean to come over and
I need a
Scrub it.
cast iron pot.
right.
That way I can just take some steel wool and just go
That's
to
the best part
town
about
and-
cast iron. You could really go.
Yeah.
Just hit it
I
with
mean-
a jackhammer if you
Yeah.
want.
I've seen videos of people taking cast iron pans that they have found buried in the dirt, rusted
love
to
those
heck.
videos.
They take them in and they just lovingly bring those guys back to life, season them beautifully, and it's like a brand new pot.
What if it was buried in the woods because it was a murder weapon? Now you're eating haunted dinner.
Well,
I wonder
Good
what
luck.
that tastes like.
I don't want haunted dinner. But
later on you realize, like, see little ghosts of your dinner floating around.
Or it's when your food fights back and you're like, oh, it feels so good.
My life.
The actual like thing I was going to say though is we did another version of the music video. that we
Yes,
did
yes,
here.
we
For
did.
those of you who didn't know, we made a parody song telling the story of Ahsoka Tano set to the tune of "Bad Guy" by Billie Eilish.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did a live action version of it last year, and then now that season 7 of the Clone Wars is done, we did an animated version where we utilized footage from the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super happy with how that turned out. And
Totally agree.
season 7 coming out is really what made it possible. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some really, really good Rebel scenes. I love the Vader anger scene, but the
And I
seven-
must say, you have to watch it to the very end because, like,
The
the
last
part
scene,
that
yeah.
gives me chills is literally the last beat in the entire song. I'm just like, oh yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And again, it's been funny to see, like, there's so many popular Ahsoka pages out there. There's an Ahsoka subreddit. There's an Ahsoka Facebook group. There's Ahsoka,
Ahsoka
cosplay
cosplay
group. There's all these places, and it's like we
people
distribute
love
content.
Ahsoka.
They love Ahsoka, but it's really, really hard to get people
Yeah.
to work and pay attention to your stuff. But,
Yeah. And especially if you're us for some reason.
yeah, it's really
Yeah,
hard, but-
YouTube does not like us. They're like, oh, you're trying real hard, but nah, not yet.
Keep
So,
trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
someday.
Run a very expensive ad, and then we'll see what happens.
Right.
What's the most expensive ad buy you can do on YouTube?
It's unlimited, really. I mean, you could
You
literally
could spend $1 billion on an ad.
you could
if you
spend
wanted
$1
to.
billion on an ad. You want to go viral? That's how you do it.
Seriously.
Mr. Beast would just say, "I spent $100 million on a Facebook ad."
People would watch that video if you said if the title was "I spent $1 million promoting this video."
Yeah, absolutely, they would.
People would watch that.
Yeah, and you'd also
They would.
it would get in front of $1 million worth of people.
You wouldn't even have to do it. Is the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You don't need to spend the money to promote it. You just
And
title
then,
your video.
then you
that.
pull the joke when you were like in middle school. Oh, I said doll hairs, not dollars. Yeah.
I've heard those all.
Oh, my older brother, when we were kids, he would always tell my younger brother that if he did XYZ, he would give him
Oh,
like
my goodness.
$100, but really say doll hairs. And so my younger brother's 8 years younger than my older brother, and so he would fall for it every single time.
They can do it with anything. With bucks,
Yep.
deers
Bucks.
like buck
Yep.
you. So then it's like, oh, I'll give you $10. So then they just hit you with their head 10 times.
Yep.
You know the word buck comes from trading buckskins.
Really?
Yep. That's why it's a synonym for
Dollar bills?
dollars. Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. So something. So
$3. It's $3 skins.
buckskins. Yeah. So it'd be something that's
Huh.
like if you wanted to get like like a pound
snowmobile.
of whatever. Well, no, that doesn't exist back then, Jeremy. If you wanted like some cross country skis or something.
Some pieces of wood cut into a shape, you'd give them $1.
Yeah, so they'd be like, oh, that's $8
Interesting.
buckskins or $8 or whatever,
Huh.
And then like so then you
cool.
could have it's also a conversion unit, so it's like 12 beaver pelts is the same thing as 1 buckskin, so 12 beaver pelts is $1.
Interesting.
It'd be cool if there was a shorthand name like we could call cash that was related to beaver skins. That'll
Beeves.
be 12 beeves, please.
I dare you to start using that. Here's 12 beeves for my dinner.
Oh, then there's heads and tails on the coin. So it's like you give them a head or a tail of a beaver.
Oh, Lord.
I would reject your tip.
I would too. I'd be like, you take that back from whence you came.
Well, you took us down the rabbit hole, Chris. Of
I wasn't trying to. I just thought it was an interesting extra fact.
yeah, it is pretty cool.
Um,
That just reminds me like some cheesy jokes I've done for a long time. How much does corn cost in Florida? It's a buccaneer.
Oh, Lord.
What?
Oh, Lord.
unsubscribe.
I can crack dad jokes now.
He is the king of dad jokes. He's been saving up. So,
Yeah, you can't spend them until December, Jeremy.
yeah. And even then, our kid won't get them because, just...
What? Chris, look, I'm concerned about your safety, all right? I don't want you hanging out with those trees over there. They look a little shady. See? You
I'm
love
not
it.
happy about the situation.
You love it. I got started on it.
It's not too late to get divorced, Kara.
Oh, man.
Minnesota's very friendly towards the moms.
Don't leave me.
We find Jeremy in a box. He's like, what happened? He's like, I told too many dad jokes.
Yep. All I'm left with is this Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
I'm taking that, too.
No! Why would you do that to me?
Our kid will want it.
Oh, sure.
Who's like, oh, I was on. So I don't know if you can see, like, I'm peeling. I got sunburnt on Monday at work.
Were you using it when you were down and out of town?
Yeah.
Got it.
And, like, speaking of divorce, like, randomly, we're doing this stuff, and, like, we ended up talking to this guy or whatever, and he was one of the salespeople for these RVs. And he's like, well, I can't be honest and say that I love this RV because my wife took it in the divorce.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, well, did you like it while you owned it?
Right?
So I'm still paying for it. So.
Please, sir, give us a testimonial on what you think of this product that you own. Be like, I don't own it anymore.
Yeah.
But let me tell you. Oh, man. That just reminds me of Gravity Falls, Grunkle Stan.
Oh, Grunkle Stan.
My wife, this is me, but her aim's getting better. Or whatever. I can't remember the exact joke. It's been fun. So it's been fun to see Avatar has been getting memed out of this world right now. Because we have a bunch of new people
Put onto Netflix.
that are coming to enjoy Avatar, and I'm really excited. The more the merrier. It's such a great show. A lot of cool lessons, and you still haven't watched it yet, have you?
No, I almost watched it last night, but instead I watched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Lame.
Not lame. That's a good.
Well, okay, fine,
it's
whatever.
funny.
It came out during, Fine.
The opening sequence of that movie is one of the most, like, it's comedy gold. Do not go in there. Woo!
Well, that's in the middle of the movie. That's not
in
the box.
No, I need the box, and then he's while he's holding it on the elevator, and the elevator's smashing it.
I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years.
It's been like 14 hours since I've seen it.
So it's a fun. Have you ever seen the movie Top Secret with Val Kilmer?
No.
I
Have you
pointed this
ever
out
seen?
to Jeremy.
No, Airplane. Have you ever seen Airplane?
Yeah.
You have seen Airplane?
Yep.
Okay. Top Secret is just, I think it's made by the same people. It's Airplane style, just short, quick, rapid fire jokes, like nonstop throughout the entire movie. Some of the best jokes I've ever seen. I love that movie. It's hilarious. So it's got Val Kilmer in it, and it's about he goes to Germany to play a song in the 40s, and it's hilarious. I just can't even describe it. Like, there's a scene where they're in a shootout, and one of the windows gets blown out, and then another one gets blown out. So there's like 6 unbroken windows, and then the guy like breaks one out and then shoots out of that one, and then the next one gets shot out, and they're playing tic-tac-toe.
Okay,
Like,
I think I remember you telling me about that.
Anyways, so back in February when we were doing video Star Wars Every Days, Star Wars Every Days are still around, we wrote one for Femi Taylor's birthday. And Femi Taylor was the Twi'lek in Return of the Jedi that gets eaten by the Rancor, who also came back and did the reappearance, and very cool actress. And we shared the Star Wars Every Day with her, and she responded to us, and she thought it was awesome, and to have that interaction, super cool. Well, out of the blue, she shared a scene from Top Secret, and she was a dancer, or like a character in Top Secret. Not a big one, like extra more or less, but in the scene.
Dressed,
in the whole
the
scene.
poodle skirt look?
Yeah.
Basically dressed up like that.
And so she shared it on her page. I followed her page because I was like, oh, that's super cool, like have that interaction. And she doesn't, what's really cool about her page, she does not post much, but when she does, it's really fun or pertinent, you know? And so yeah, she shared that she was in the movie, and I was like, no way. I love making those connections. Like, oh, that's really cool. And then Kara sent it to me as well. I had seen it.
Oh, you had seen it before
I
I
had
sent
seen
it to
it,
you?
yeah. And as I
Take
showed,
all the credit.
I showed Rich because Rich recommended Top Secret to me. So I was like, hey, Rich, check this out.
Yeah.
It's the same person.
Well, so have you guys both seen Breaking Bad? Or?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, you know the Hector Escalamanca, the guy in the wheelchair?
Oh, yeah.
He is Ace Ventura's landlord.
Yes, he is. Now that you say that, I totally
Really?
I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah, where he's jingling the keys and the guy's like,
Yeah, it's a-
"You
Hey,
lied to me."
Ventura.
Yeah, yes.
You better not have any animals
in there. It's the same guy,
Yep.
absolutely.
And I was like blown away because like he looks exactly the same.
He does.
Exactly.
I've
the
seen
same.
Ace Ventura recently, as well. So, he does look exactly the same. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
That's a really cool one. And then speaking of Breaking Bad, the main antagonist in Breaking Bad is in Mandalorian.
Yep,
which is
that's
super
true.
cool.
Yep, Giancarlo Esposito.
Yep.
He plays like a genie or something in now I can't remember what it's called. It's a Disney TV series.
Yeah.
I
know what you're
Forever
talking
After or
about.
something like that.
Here's what I can't believe. There.
Anyway, everything that he's in is awesome.
Yeah.
So.
His role in Breaking Bad was like so intimidating. It was stressful for me to watch the show for how good and smart and everything that
Right.
his character was.
Well, I think
It was a heck of a role. Like I typecasted him so hard as an evil, manipulative murderer because he's like a cool chicken restaurant owner.
Yeah.
He's just running like the world's biggest meth ring.
right, like he's just so calm about everything. I think that's all what's disconcerting about it. He's just
Yeah.
like killing people, no big deal. He just got this really calm, just
Yep.
it's like
Well, so his part, he was only supposed to be in one episode.
really.
What?
They loved his performance so much that they completely
Rewrote everything?
Rewrote the whole thing.
Totally worth it. It's what
Dang.
made Breaking Bad. For
Oh
me.
heck yeah.
Well, yeah, because he's the main villain in season 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he comes in, it's crazy.
Yeah, his story's just kind of woven throughout the whole entire
Yeah.
thing.
Man, such a good show.
That is a
Excellent
good show.
show.
We need to
yeah.
do a parody about that.
That show made me depressed too, though, when I would watch it. That and Dexter would really hit
Oh,
me hard.
Dexter.
The last season of Dexter can go.
I agree. I
Oh,
agree.
what a terrible way to go.
I agree.
I hate that it's been out long enough, so spoilers, whatever. But I hate that they killed off his sister.
Yep.
Like that Deb. That just made me so angry. I was like,
So one of my coworkers, who's only in the office rarely, came in and she's like, "Oh, I still need to finish the last season of Game of Thrones, and I was like, no,
Just
nope.
leave it.
It will actually make the previous seasons worse
Yeah.
if you watch season 8.
I saw a funny meme and it says, I still don't know which is worse, 2020 or the final season of Game of Thrones.
I mean, if it would have came out in 2020, it would have made more sense.
Yeah, right? And been like,
It's
oh,
such
man.
a bad. It is just.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen any of Game of Thrones.
It started to go downhill after they got off book. I mean,
It'd be like you've got a bullseye and the arrow is going through and it's going to hit the bullseye, but instead there's like a little splinter of wood sticking out in the bullseye. So when the arrow hits it, it just completely shatters and blows up. So instead of like getting the bullseye, the arrow explodes. That's what it's like. It's just was like such
So
a
really
good
confusing.
show. Yeah, it's just such a good show. Exactly. Such a good show. And then it just like, and
Yeah,
then just fails
failed.
miserably.
yeah. It's
So,
true.
Wasn't there like a petition to like redo?
Yeah,
Yes, there
reshoot
was.
season 8.
Yes,
yeah.
there was. And then the guys who wrote, like who directed and wrote the last few seasons of Game of Thrones, they were actually going to write.
They were given a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, they were
proprietary.
going to write the next trilogy, like, and then they backed down. Which,
Back down or were removed.
yeah,
Well, like just because you made one bad thing doesn't mean everything
It's
makes
pretty
it
bad. It's pretty bad.
you need to watch it.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
It literally does make the other seasons worse. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I convinced her to not watch it. So, and
But
my other coworker
you
backed me
saved
up.
her.
Derek backed me up. He's like, "Yeah, don't watch it."
yeah.
Except that.
But talking about seeing characters from certain TV shows and other TV shows that you didn't realize. So we have Disney Plus, right? Mm-hmm. And I watched a Lindsay Lohan movie from back during my middle school years, Confessions of a Drama Queen.
Never seen it.
Yeah,
Never
I
even
doubt
heard of
either
it,
of you
so-
would
Not
have
on
seen
my
it.
radar.
Nope, it was not catered towards you guys.
We're not our target audience.
Nope,
Yeah.
you're not the target audience. But anyway, you know Lillian from The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt?
Yep.
She's the main teacher in the
Really?
movie. Yeah. I was like, wait. I thought I recognized her as somebody else because this was like 20 years ago. And so I was like, that can't be. And I was like, it is. I love her. She's also in Hunters, the
Amazon Prime.
You
It's
just mentioned three things I've never seen.
so Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt's hilarious. It's about 4 women
It's
that
good.
It's good. It's good. Watch it. It's hilarious. It's on Netflix.
Avatar first, though.
Yeah, Avatar first.
Rebels first.
Rebels is
first.
man. Rebels is good. There's another season of Rebels coming. They're done with Clone
Actually
Wars.
confirmed,
Yes,
or-
actually confirmed.
Oh boy.
I'm so excited. I'm hoping they do like a spin-off where Sabine and Ahsoka go off on their adventure.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Can't spoil it for Chris and for anybody
Well, hold
watching.
on. No, what isn't?
No.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Same
I feel
wavelength
like-
here. No. What?
I mean, how many years has it been since
Doesn't matter.
Rebels was out?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Just
they had
kidding.
they had a season recently, didn't they? Weren't they like 14 to 18 or something?
They did Resistance after Rebels, so
Yeah,
it's been
14 to 18. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
that's still relatively close. You can't count 2020 as a year, so we're basically only 1 year removed from it.
Yeah, it's not. You can't spoil it.
fine.
Oh, speaking of which, okay, another fun thing that's been happening lately is PS5 kit was announced. And I
Only
love-
talk when you're on mic, Jeremy.
I'll pick that up later. PS5 was announced. And so
Okay.
the Xbox Series X has been shown for a while.
I think I know
but
where you're going with this.
people ran away with the PS5 memes, and I have just been loving them. It's just
For the record, we will be getting one because of Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Like, I don't care what Jeremy says. I will go behind his back and buy my own without him knowing.
the only meme I've seen so
you
far
can use the checkbook.
is like, hey guys, are you gonna get the mini fridge or the router?
Yeah, I know. Well, then I saw one where they threw in the Nintendo Switch or the toaster,
Oh yeah.
because it looks like a toaster.
There's so many good games, though. There's going to be Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Comes out on Xbox.
Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't, though.
No, that's the only one. We're not buying a whole.
God of War is going to be coming out as
You
well.
don't. If you've never even played a God of
AJ
War
hasn't
game,
borrowed it to me.
that doesn't mean you're gonna like it. I don't think that game's up your alley at all.
It's like a hack and slash, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like hack and slash.
Hack and slash
No, you
platformer.
don't.
I play lots of hack and slash.
Name one.
Skyrim I consider very hack and slash.
Skyrim's an RPG. It is 1,000,000,000% RPG.
Yeah.
It is not hack and slash. Hack and slash is button spamming in a way that you
And like
sync up combos.
and like real time events and stuff like that.
Well, it looks like it's gonna be good. So
Here's the thing. Minecraft and Halo. Xbox. Boom. Boom.
I know we'll get 1 PlayStation and 2 Xboxes.
What do you think we are here?
Or you get no Xboxes because Halo's meh.
Oh, Halo
What?
Infinite's coming out.
Oh, Halo
There's nothing
Infinite.
about Halo that I appreciate.
For real?
I love it.
Oh man, that's what got me into gaming.
Oh, come on. You appreciate
I've played the story from beginning to end through 1, 2, and 3. I've literally played the thing. I think I even beat the first one on like hard mode or whatever. I don't remember anything from it.
Except for Master Chief's voice.
No,
That voice, though.
This is... I can't even do it
I can't even remember. I remember that. I remember
117.
the name of the song is like something something something. The only thing I remember is Gwen had the Mjolnir mix of it,
Yeah. Well, it was in Guitar Hero.
and like that's literally the only thing that I remember is that song. It's like, and I spent probably 200 hours playing through campaign
Oh, Master
on
Chief's
the first
so awesome.
on the first 3
Yeah.
games, and I don't remember anything from it.
I love
I
the
ha-
relationship between Cortana and Master
And
Chief.
Master Chief, yeah.
Like they just have an awesome relationship, even though she's just an AI.
And you do know, I mean, you've watched Red vs. Blue and enjoyed a lot of that. That's all done in Halo.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they couldn't have done it in any other game.
Yeah.
They
But
don't even use the games anymore. They just have people animate characters.
I know, because it's easier to do that than Machinima at this point. But some of the best gaming memories I have is of playing Halo 2 multiplayer. Just
that's the thing I hate the
so
most.
Much fun.
I can't
So much
stand
fun.
FPS multiplayer. I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's I can't play competitively anymore. Battlefront 2 just came. Star Wars Battlefront 2 just came out with an awesome update that turned it into the old Battlefront 2. So now they added a whole new game mode where you go online, you play with 4 other people, but it's literally you versus AI. That's it. No PvP versus each other. They have the other stuff, but you can play that, and I've been playing it, and it's so
I think there's
much
something so
fun.
satisfying against playing with other people, though, and like actually taking another person down.
It is, but I've heard language out of you when you play Destiny PvP. That's not pretty. And she won't play with me because then we match against.
Yeah, we matched to his like KP level
Oh, okay.
and not mine, and so he's got a better KP than I do, and so KD they call it now.
Yeah.
And so we always get matched with him, so then I end up getting just absolutely slayed. And we like playing 2 different styles. So I like playing the hardcore, more or less, where it's like 2 shots and the person's down. Mm-hmm. He hates it in Destiny. Hates it. Me, because
No, the shield is an important aspect of playing because you've got to balance your shield and you can be a little bit more aggressive.
See, for me, though, like, if I'm shooting at someone, I don't want to run out of freaking bullets. Have to reload, and the person's still running around. It's like,
Headshot, yo.
Also, that's the thing. So, like, regular core benefits players who are capable of aiming for the headshots.
Yeah.
Hardcore benefits players with faster reaction times.
Yeah.
yep.
So
I'm more the hardcore, I guess.
I don't,
It's so
I don't,
great.
I just don't have like I play video games to get satisfaction from a story that's being told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no story being told in 16 player
PvP.
zombies.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like I can't deal with it anymore. And I used to put up with it so I could play games with friends. And now that I don't have friends, I don't have to worry about it.
That is valid reason to no longer play FPS multiplayers. No friends. No, I'm just kidding.
Like I wish there were more games. Like I like FPSs.
Right.
But like I said, I played through all the stories of the
Right.
story of the first 3 Halo games anyway until I ran out of Xboxes.
Well, that was always one of
But
the things that like
Multiplayer co-op story is what I want.
Call of Duty. I mean, at least they always include a single player campaign. I'd always play the campaign first in every game. First, I do enjoy that, and then sometimes nowadays people just jump. They get a game and they jump right into multiplayer.
Titanfall didn't even have a single player.
The first one didn't,
Yeah,
no.
it was literally all. It's like
That multiplayer was really fun, though. That was some fun multiplayer.
very indifferent towards it.
Oh, calling in your Titan on top of somebody else and just having it like plummet from the atmosphere and crush them. It was so satisfying.
I like having storyline. I agree with you there. Like, I cannot stand No Man's Sky. Hate that game. There's no storyline.
There is. You have to dig for it.
I don't want to dig for it. Give
You
me
gotta dig for
cutscenes.
it.
It's like, I mean,
They don't
it's,
just give it to you.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was the best shooter I ever played.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's a good shooter. That's a good one.
And that's like, it's mostly storyline. But there was an online multiplayer thing, but it was like a crappy version of like 007 GoldenEye.
Yeah.
But
You got to admit, GoldenEye was legit.
it was
Oh,
fun because the people
yeah.
I was playing with, there's no way I would not have fun playing it now. I guarantee you.
Well,
Oh,
like
the
competitively,
graphics are just
you know.
so.
But you could also set up. There was no bots in GoldenEye, but there was in Perfect Dark.
In Perfect Dark, there was
PvP versus bots in Perfect Dark was a lot of fun.
It's like it's fun. It's fun when you're collaborating with players.
Right.
It's like, but anyway, what was I gonna say? This is the being able to play through the campaign with my buddy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun. We played like at every possible difficulty level and everything, and like
For Perfect Dark or GoldenEye?
for Rainbow Six Vegas.
Rainbow
too.
Six Vegas. Got it.
Like I said, I think in my book, the best shooter ever made.
Was that the one where you could hook up an Xbox camera and then it would do a facial scan of you and build your character? One of the Rainbow Sixes did that. It was either one or two.
I don't think it was that one. If it
Okay.
was, I don't know. I had it for PlayStation.
Oh, okay. That was always a fun. There was one where you could do it, and your character just looked super cheesy, but it did look like you. It was just like low poly or whatever. It was fun. It's one of those things where a game developer tries to lean forward with the technology they have available, and it just falls. Like the Kinect,
Yeah.
or even
Yeah.
like the PlayStation.
Yeah, like it's fun to pan people, but it's like somebody has to do it to make it better.
Right. Yeah.
So like I appreciate the people that make like really terrible like technological advances because at least it gets it out of the way so we can get the next cool
Right.
thing.
But like 3D movies, right?
3D,
3D,
I've
like-
yet to be. I've not one time ever been impressed by 3D in a
No.
movie.
No.
I'm 0 for every 3D movie I've ever watched.
For me, like I already wear glasses, right? And then I have to wear I have to wear those glasses over the glasses. And every 3D movie I've ever went to, I've talked about this before, I swear, they don't change the brightness. So they give you these glasses
Yeah,
that
it's half
drop
as
it
bright.
down a shade.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so I'm watching a dimly lit movie that like with more
Sunglasses.
I don't want peripherals when I go to a movie,
Yeah,
you know, for sure. So
Yeah.
super frustrating.
yeah. Like even like the 3DS that's in the name of the handheld. I
Me too.
never even once tried to look at it with the 3D on.
No, it just doesn't. It doesn't work. And then it's on one screen. It's like no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, there's probably some like wouldn't it be cool if you had like let's say Pokemon, right? Let's say you played Pokemon on the 3DS. What would be cool to me is instead of having the top screen be 3D, having it so that when you like open your Pokédex, you could lay it flat and then you'd have like a holographic projection of like
Right.
Pokemon in the Pokédex.
Yeah,
That'd be
That
that'd be
type
cool.
of augmented or whatever, you know, that would be really cool. But like same way, Chris, 3D was instantly shut off. Your
Yeah.
battery life lasted way longer because the 3D was actually running like two screens slightly at different offset.
Yeah.
So when you shut the 3D off, you switch to just running one, so your battery life lasted like twice as long. The Nintendo man and their batteries though, their Switch, the NES I've ever had, like it can sit and it doesn't have like a parasitic draw. You'll turn it on 20 years later and it'll just boop.
It does slightly because I have run my 3DS out of battery.
I know. They're really good though.
But
compared
it
to,
is,
like,
on average, really nice.
you know, versus your cell phone, you just don't touch it for a day, come back and toast.
Yeah.
Oh, I told Jeremy this. So while I was dealing with this whole stupid Russian account owner problem, so it's like, oh, we're gonna call you with a confirmation code, right? And I dropped my phone earlier, just like knocked it off of the thing or whatever, and I didn't think anything of it, just set it back up on the thing. I'd somehow dislodged my SIM card. So I'm like waiting to get this security code confirmation thing to verify my account.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the heck is this code or whatever? And I look and then I have a little, like, it looked like an SD card that got cut in half.
Oh,
Like on the top, and I was like, what the heck? So I actually like unlock my phone and I look at the notification. It says your SIM card is either installed backwards or not installed. Huh. I was like, what the heck? So then I'm like scrambling around trying to find like paperclip or whatever, and I had to take it. And it's like, it was just ever so slightly unseated. Like I pulled the thing out and it looked fine. I just went click and it clicked right back in and then it worked fine.
Ridiculous.
But I was like, man, what a random
Wow.
weird thing to happen today.
Yeah.
that's crazy. But on that note, Chris,
Samsung Galaxy Note 6. Just kidding. I have an LG Venture X. Boom. Just kidding.
Boom.
Nobody knows what that
Mike,
is.
right?
Oh my goodness. Well, so here's something that I want to do. Like now that we're wrapping up, I wanted to hit this a little bit closer to the beginning of the thing. We're really close to 300 subscribers, so it's like if you guys know anybody that likes Star Wars or likes like pop culture, nerd stuff, whatever, why not share this with them? It's like we're trying to grow as a channel, and having your guys' support means a lot to us. So if you are subscribed already, show us to a friend. Be like, hey, this is something where you can waste an hour a week.
Right.
We know you've got
interact
the
with us.
time.
You can interact with us.
Yeah.
You can send us emails. We're going to go do live feeds.
Yeah.
We want to fill that spot.
Yep.
You can sit next to me. I'm just kidding. Well, not kidding, but you know.
No, you would. That's where you
Yeah,
sit.
you have to sit there, as you don't have an option. But anyway, so it's like we appreciate all the feedback that we get from you guys, and it's just like it would mean a lot to us if you helped us. Like 300 would be a great milestone to hit.
Good movie.
You know, so
Yeah.
it was. This is Rise of the Podcast. as we kick you into a hole. But if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a video. Like this video if you've made it this far into it. We've rambled about a whole lot of crazy stuff, and if we haven't earned a like by now, I don't think we ever will. Comment down below baby names for Jeremy and Kara to consider.
I mean, we have not picked one yet. I'm totally open for that.
Yeah.
I think you should name it Conan O'Brien.
Well, so, Bodie McBoatface?
Yes.
I was like, if we did a public poll, it'd be Baby McBabyface, I'm assuming.
So, like, thank you guys. It means a lot to us. Do all the things. Press all the bells. Send Jeremy an email. He's
Send me an
sad and
email.
lonely.
He's desperate.
I'll read them, actually.
Nobody interacts with him except for us. So just send him an email.
See if we have any listener mail.
It's no, Jeremy.
Refresh. Nothing.
All right. Well, on that bombshell, thank you guys so much for watching.
May the force be with you.